Where are they now? Episode 1. This is the story of Xabi Alonso. Hello and welcome back to LFC Online. As always, this is your boy Harold, and to some, Lord Harold. Hello, how are you doing? The sun is shining, I'm feeling good, so I thought I'd give you something a bit different, something a bit special in today's very special video that we have planned for you. It is the start of a very special series. I've said the word special many times. It's the start of our Where Are They Now series, and we talk about fantastic players who have played for our club and the journey they've been on in their entire career, as we give them a brief summary, and then we round up with exactly where they are now. So ladies and gentlemen, to start off this fantastic series, I'm here looking as cool as I can, trying to be the gentleman to replicate the man who I am speaking about today. This is the story of Xabi Alonso. Mr. Xabi Alonso, the gentleman of football. Here I am, sitting in my park, enjoying the weather, basking away in the sun. I have to wear these shades, otherwise I literally cannot see. I can't even put my eyes open. I need to make sure the camera is still recording. So yeah, guys, welcome. Who better than to start with the midfield maestro that is Xabi Alonso. The story of Xabi Alonso. Where did it all begin? So Xabi Alonso started off his career at a club called Real Sociedad, breaking through the first team at 18 years of age. Things were interesting for Xabi Alonso, to put it lightly, let's say. He started his career at 18 years old, like I said, and in his first season for Real Sociedad, his time there was very mixed. Some not the best, and it's not necessarily the worst, because he was quite young. So Sociedad decided he's not getting very much playing time here, so they decided to loan him off for 14 appearances for Spanish club Eibar. And upon his return, in January, he found his beloved team, Real Sociedad, bottom of the league. And so Sociedad needed to turn it around, so lo and behold, who did they turn to? They turned to the one and only, the Liverpool legend, John Toshak, to come and save their season. This would be a success. One of his very first moves John Toshak made was to make Xabi Alonso the captain of Real Sociedad, and this was at just 20 years old. Everyone looked around, they were very wary, they were very cautious of this. It wasn't the kind of thing that was done very often, as we even find out in our leagues also. That move turned out to be a success, as they managed to finish that season 15th after that relegation scare, and the season after that they managed to maintain a mid-table position, and then the season after that was Real Sociedad's best season since the 81-82 season, which they won La Liga. They finished second in that season, and in a 4-2 win against league rivals, as a bee fly around me, they beat Madrid 4-2 with this fantastic goal from Xabi Alonso. Watch this.
Un hombre con una clase espectacular marcaba el cuarto tanto. Xabi Alonso, el hombre de la sub-21 al que todo el mundo llama para subir a la selección absoluta española, marcaba este gol espectacular. El Guerra no puede hacer nada, tampoco Iker Casillas, a pesar de su salto. El balón de Xabi Alonso.
The season after that wouldn't be so successful, as they found it very difficult to cope with Champions League fixtures as well as league fixtures, as well as cup fixtures. They didn't have the squad depth in order to do so. So this meant another mid-table finish. John Toshak was replaced, and there was a load of links for Xabi Alonso to go elsewhere. Funnily enough, he had just been joined by childhood friend, now Arsenal manager, Mikel Arteta at the club, and he did travel away with the squad at pre-season, but was pulled amid interest from English giants Liverpool. So in the summer of 2004, Xabi Alonso, alongside Luis Garcia, signed for Liverpool in this fantastic pictures that we have alongside fellow Spaniard Rafa Benitez. The 2004-2005 season was Xabi Alonso's first season for Liverpool, and as you know, that was a fantastic season for us red men. But let me try and retell the story the best I can. So, making his red men debut in a 1-0 loss against Bolton, unfortunately, he he still received praise for his exceptional passing ability and his qualities. In game week 9, October 2004, we were able to really see Xabi Alonso's true talents at display. He was left on the bench after a dismal first half performance away against Fulham 2-0. He came on and he scored a fantastic free kick, his first goal for the club, as he helped round a complete turnaround in that game where we managed to win by 4-2. A few weeks later, once again, he would score his first Anfield goal, and this time it would be in a 2-1 win against Arsenal. So now he started to raise up his profile. All those appraisals he'd received in game week 1 against Bolton were coming to fruition, and you could see why they were reaping their dividends. He was fantastic, and once again, you can see why John Tuchak made that very, very brave decision of captaining him at just the age of 20. A few games later, Alonso would find himself with a broken ankle after a tackle from Frank Lampard left him in the infirmary for 3 months in a 1-0 loss against Chelsea. He marked his comeback in the second leg against Juventus, seeing out a 0-0 draw in the absence of Steven Gerrard, who was out injured, to help us see our way through to that semi-final against Chelsea. One of many around those times, of course, as I'm sure you remember. So in that semi-final, he did receive a yellow card in the very first leg, and that meant that he was ruled out for the second leg now. So he widely contested it, but unfortunately it did not come to fruition. But lo and behold, there was nothing to worry about. Steven Gerrard was back. He was back in the flow of things, and Luis Garcia, of course, who else, scored that perfectly legitimate goal, as we all know. You can't see me, but I'm going to try and wink. There I am. He scored that perfectly legitimate goal for the Red Men to help us reach our first final in years. Domestically, if you can remember, it was an awful season. It's one of the very few seasons where Everton have actually finished above us. We finished 5th that league season. However, the 04-05 season was known for something way greater than just the Premier League. Champions of Europe. That night in Istanbul, the night in which Xabi Alonso called the greatest night of his professional career. That moment, which was the stepping stone from players becoming great players. Xabi Alonso helps Liverpool complete a 3-0 deficit in the final against AC Milan, as he converted a penalty that was initially saved by Brazilian goalkeeper Dida. The next season was far less injury-ridden, as he managed to see off competition from new signing Momo Sissoko. The 05-06 season would be another season where he will receive some silverware, this time from the FA Cup. And if you remember well, he will score 2 goals after helping Liverpool once again complete another comeback, this time against Luton Town in the FA Cup, as they won 5-3, scoring 1 goal from 45 yards and then his second goal with his left foot from 65 yards. Ridiculous. Don't know if you know this, but a piece of very interesting trivia that I found out. One very, very, very lucky, brave, crazy, I don't know what superlative to attach to this fan's name. One Liverpool fan put £200 down that Xabi Alonso would score from his own half, and he earned himself a whopping £25,000. So, Xabi Alonso, thank you for that, mate. I'm sure that guy's watching this video now saying, oh, I'll never forget it. The final of the FA Cup, as you remember, was won on penalties by us, following another comeback, of course, because that's all we know how to do, isn't it? Only when our backs up against the wall do we start to play some of our greatest football. But man, is it so vindicating. Unfortunately, he wouldn't even be able to complete the 90 minutes against that final against West Ham, as he hobbled up with another unfortunate little niggle, but he did, of course, receive his FA Cup winners' medal. In the league, in 05-06, Liverpool would finish 3rd, 9 points behind the champions, Chelsea. The 06-07 season and the 07-08 season were all right. They didn't reach the heights of the formers, but the 06-07 season in particular was a season where Xabi Alonso scored another screamer, this time from 70 yards from within his own area against Newcastle to help Liverpool to a 2-0 win. He is the only player in modern professional history to score back-to-back goals from his own half. Outrageous. In the summer of 2007, Xabi Alonso penned a 5-year contract. that would make him remain at Liverpool until 2012. However, just the season after, in the summer of 2008, there were huge reports that Rafa Benitez wanted to replace him with Aston Villa midfielder Gareth Barry. As the season began in 08-09, Liverpool would keep Xabi Alonso, and Aston Villa likewise would keep their midfield man. But this season would be one of my favourite seasons. The 08-09 season was the first time in my very young life I'd actually seen my Red Man challenge for the Premier League title. It was a fantastic campaign. It was a campaign in which we beat Man United 4-1 at Old Trafford. We beat Newcastle via Stevie's hat-trick at St James's Park 5-1. And it was also the same season where Xabi Alonso scored the only goal via the deflection, albeit, to help end Chelsea's 4-year run of unbeaten of dominance, I guess, at home in the league. The 08-09 season, although we didn't win anything, it was special to me. I saw the best midfield pairing I think I've ever seen. It was a sensational forward line. It was a 4-2-3-1. It had Xabi Alonso, it had Javier Mascherano. That partnership was absolutely divine. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. There was the sweeper, there was the tidier, that was Javier Mascherano, who's going to have an illustrious career from West Ham to Liverpool to Barcelona and onwards. But you would also see him You'd also see Xabi Alonso relish his role, because there was always talks about him being fairly physically limited, but I've never known a man so limited physically to make up for it so technically with his skill on the ball. He was a sensation to watch. He is a sensation to watch, and that, for me, that was his best season for the Reds. The 08-09 season would unfortunately become Xabi Alonso's last season for the Reds, as although he has said in multiple presses post this move that he always wanted to remain at Liverpool, Rafa Benitez's insistence, or the links that he had to being replaced by Gareth Barry in the summer before, was really the last indication, or the last factor that he needed to seal that move to Real Madrid. So, in the summer of 2009, Xabi Alonso signed for Spanish giants Real Madrid, and in 2012 he won his very first league title. His time in Real Madrid would be shone with fantastic trophies. In 2014, he won his second Champions League medal, helping Real Madrid, albeit being suspended for the final, to La Decima, their 10th Champions League. In 2014, Xabi Alonso signed for German giants Bayern Munich, where he would win 3 successive league titles, a German Super Cup and a German Cup, where he'd go on to retire in 2017. Internationally, Xabi Alonso was fantastic also. He has 3 main accreditations to his name internationally. Of course, in the Euros 2008, despite playing more of a bit part role in 2008, he received his medal after fellow Spaniard, also Liverpool player Fernando Torres, helped them to a 1-0 win over Germany in that final that I remember so clearly. That goal was bloody brilliant, Fernando Torres. And now just 2 years later in the World Cup, he was an ever-present member of the team, playing in every single game as Spain won the World Cup thanks to an extra time goal from Andres Iniesta, a final in which I'm sure you remember by this ridiculous tackle on Xabi Alonso. Nigel de Jong kicking Xabi Alonso studs first into his chest, but that didn't mean anything. He stayed on, completed the game and collected his World Cup medal. Once again, 2 years later, it was more success for Spain, playing a huge part in this role, scoring both goals in the quarterfinals against France to seal a 2-0 victory. They would of course go on to win Euro 2012. As mentioned earlier, Xabi Alonso would go on to retire alongside German legend Philipp Lahm in 2017 for Bayern Munich, in which you saw the fantastic, now famous meme, if you like, or photograph of him holding up his Adidas Predators and him waving away, saying goodbye to the beautiful game. This picture will go on to represent many a single man and single woman who would hang up their boots, showing their retirement to the single way of life, showing that they're now in a relationship. He has no idea what impact or what effect he's had on not just the game of football, but just everyday life. And of course, last but not least, where is he now? Xabi Alonso in 2018 completed his coaching badges, where he started to train the Real Madrid and coach the Real Madrid under-14s. And 2019 he would return home to Spain in Real Sociedad, where he would be the manager of their Real Sociedad's B team, where he would also help them to seal promotion to Spain's second division for the first time in years. Salute to you, gentlemen of football, Xabi Alonso. And that is, my friends, the story of Xabi Alonso. If you enjoyed that and you'd like to see more of these type of videos, please just drop a like down below. We really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. There's many more of this to come. When you do turn on that notification, you can see my wonderful face. Or maybe not so wonderful to some. Comment down below your favorite Xabi Alonso moments. If I've left anything out, let me know your thoughts on the video as a whole. I know you can't see my eyes. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll try and do this last bit where you can see me. But guys, take care. God bless. And as always, peace.